Welcome guys to another video. I know I haven't posted in a while, but I have something that might help me redeem myself. Today, I'm going to talk about Sonic the Hedgehog. That's right, the blue blur himself. Now, you may be asking, what are you going to talk about? Well, I'm going to talk about the first three games' stories and also interesting things about the franchise as a whole. Maybe even drop a few fun facts here and there. And with that said, let's get into it. All starts in April 1990, right? Where the iconic character is starting to get developed and created. Fun fact, Sonic the Hedgehog was originally a rabbit in his early days, if you didn't know. And in 1991, June 23rd, Sonic the Hedgehog for the Sega Genesis is officially released. The story of the first Sonic game takes place on South Island and goes like this. Sonic the Hedgehog, a teen who follows what he thinks is right. He's a flicky, getting captured by a bald evil scientist, yes, I have to include that, who we find out is Dr. Eggman. If you're wondering what flickies are, they're basically just small animals in the Sonic franchise. Sonic goes and rescues these flickies, traversing through different zones and defeating Dr. Eggman in his different mechs. And after a final confrontation between the two, Eggman is defeated and the Flickies are finally freed. Only a year later, in 1992, Sonic the Hedgehog 2 dropped introducing Miles Tails Prower as a sidekick / companion for Sonic. The story and how they met is pretty well known by now, but if you didn't know, basically Tails was just being bullied on West Side Island, where the game takes place by the way, for his two tails by some random dudes. Sonic bursts by, followed by the bullies getting flinged back and knocked unconscious. Tails races behind his hero trying to keep up like any normal kid would do, but he is only able to when he starts hovering off the ground using his two tails. They're awesome, by the way. And as a result, the two became best friends. Beginning of an amazing friendship. The second game story kind of goes like this. Eggman finds out the Chaos Emeralds are a thing, powerful gems by the way, to power his giant space station, the Death Egg. Sonic and Tails try to stop him. He captures the Flickies again to power his robots again, and Sonic and Tails go through 11 different zones to stop Eggman. Fun fact, Sonic has a plane called a Tornado. It's a biplane, and Tails uses it in this adventure. The two heroes reach the Death Egg, and Sonic faces Mecha Sonic version 1.0. And turns out victorious. Of course he does. He's the GOAT. Dr. Eggman runs to his ultimate mech, the Death Egg robot. Awesome mech. Sonic defeats him, and the Death Egg, not the robot, falls to the ground. Sonic uses the Chaos Emeralds to turn Super Sonic to reach the ground safely, and Tails uses the Tornado to do the same. In 1994, Sonic the Hedgehog 3 is released, not to be confused with Sonic the Hedgehog 3 and Knuckles, and the game introduces Knuckles the Echidna, guardian of the Master Emerald. The third game, in a nutshell, goes like this. Right after the events of the second game, it's discovered that the Death Egg landed on a floating island called Angel Island, home of Knuckles the Echidna. Fun fact, the island stays afloat with the power of the Master Emerald, so keep that in mind. Eggman finds this out and wants to use its power to fuel the Death Egg. Eggman tricks Knuckles the Echidna to get on his side for two reasons. One, to defeat Sonic, and two, to get the Master Emerald. Sonic and Tails get on the island to investigate if Eggman remains, but Knuckles ambushes and gets the Chaos Emeralds from Sonic. Sonic and Tails go through some more zones and find their way to launch base, but Eggman somehow started the Death Egg. Sonic has also found the Chaos Emeralds. Now, onto the and Knuckles part, which is the DLC to Sonic 3. Eggman is lifting off from the Death Egg, but in the process, he crashes onto a part of the island and crash lands on the peak of Angel Island. Sonic and Tails go to the Eggman to defeat him, but Knuckles and Sonic clash. Eggman tricks Knuckles behind his back and gets the Master Emerald. Knuckles realizes he was lied to and joins forces with Sonic, helping him reach Sky Sanctuary, a mystic ruins in the clouds. And with that, Sonic defeats Eggman once more. Along with this, There's an extra campaign where Knuckles goes on his own adventure and fights the remaining robots, like Mecha Sonic 2.0, Egg Robo, and Mecha Sonic 2.0, who I'll call Mecha 2.0, is a faster and stronger version of Mecha 1.0. Mecha 2.0 is next to the Master Emerald and uses its power to become even stronger, and Knuckles and Mecha 2.0 fight. But in the end, Knuckles prevails, because he's awesome. He's the GOAT. And with that concludes the story of the first 3 games. If you enjoyed, please consider subscribing or liking. It'll mean a lot. If there's anything I missed, please let me know. If you have any recommendations or anything you want to know about the Blue Blur, you can comment down below. See you in the next vid.